Did you eat sand as a child? Me too! That's why I made a Sandstorm team in today's video of Roria Conquest. Alright, so I split this video into two parts. The current part you're watching is the losing game. I did lose this game, and I will explain what I did wrong so you can learn from my mistakes. And the next game is me showing a winning game. So this guy sends out a Typhlosion, and as suspected, I sent out Hippowdon to create Sandstream. I think here I'm just gonna go Stealth Rock. Hope nothing happens, and because I went into Stealth Rock, this guy is probably going to switch out because he's thinking I'm going to do Earthquake, which he did switch out. Went with Vivillon. Now, this Pokemon is incredibly busted because of a specific move called Sleep Powder. And I don't know if Roria Conquest has this, but there's a clause called Sleep Clause. It's in every major Pokemon tournament you can think of, where pretty much what it does is only one Pokemon can be asleep per team. So, in other words, if Roria Conquest does not have Sleep Clause, they might as well ban every Pokemon that has Sleep Powder, or make Sleep Powder a bannable move if they want to be lazy with it. But it will be just easier to program a Sleep Clause mechanic in the game. Anyway, right after I switched into excadrill, this guy instead of using close combat or like Earthquake or whatever. He used Rapid Spin, which popped my balloon, which now makes me susceptible to Earthquake. But this is where I should have swapped out. Iron Head will have done nothing against Great Tusk. I should have swapped out into something to predict the Headlong Rush. I should have swapped into a different Pokemon. I didn't, and I just got rid of my most strongest team member that fast. But this reflects that Great Tusk is a very capable Pokemon. It's a very dangerous Pokemon. With Rhyperior, I thought that, oh, because Rhyperior gets defense boost in Sandstorm, which I think is only special defense, I'm gonna have like something pop up right now if that is the case. I thought, oh, because I'm so bulky, I'll tank the close combat. I'm dead. Now I'm thinking, okay, what am I gonna swap into now? I swapped into Garchomp, thinking I'll be faster. No. I got Ice Spitted. Critical hit on top of that. So I lost 3 of my team members to Great Tusk because I messed up greatly once. Now I don't know what to send out. After that point, I just sent out Hippowdon. Tried to Earthquake. At close combat, I will tank. And I got rid of Earthquake. Now, at this point, I don't have Sandstorm. I'll switch it to Hippowdon at the worst possible time. And now this guy is going to send back the Vivillon, which inevitably caused me to forfeit the game. I was not going to deal with sleep, because this guy was going to put my entire team to sleep, and there's no point for me to running the rest of this game if I'm just going to have my entire team fall asleep. Now it's time for game 2. This game went so much better. I started off with the usual Hippowdon, get that Sandstream up. This guy's running a pretty interesting theme. I got surprised in this match as well. I'll mention it when it gets there. He uses a shiny Garchomp, horrible shiny. Hippowdon for me. And this goes just about as you expect it. I don't die. I just don't die. We both set up Stealth Rock. Let me spoil it right there. I decided to whirlwind them out because he's gonna keep setting up. Since that got to his Skarmory, which I did some chip damage to. At this point, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna deal with this. So I switch it to Rhyperior. Rhyperior gets hurt a little bit. Skarmory uses Taunt, no big deal. I then use Temper Flare, then cancel. Now this was my thought process. Temper Flare deals more damage if you miss an attack, which is why I opted back into going to Stone Edge. But this is the one mistake, I think, in this battle. I should have went with Temper Flare, not Stone Edge. So he withdrew into Garchomp. Stone Edge hit. I did okay. Now this Garchomp is going to stay in, so I just want Ice Punch because he's going to keep setting up, getting those spikes up. Ice Punch knocked it out. Quad effective. Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet really hurt me there. Now this guy swaps into Landorus Therian. Intimidate triggers, my attack falls. I decide I'm gonna get rid of Rhyperior here and just use Ice Punch. The Earthquake from Landorus will kill me. I swapped it to Garchomp because Landorus has a lower speed stat than Garchomp by 1 point. Garchomp has a speed stat of 102. Landorus has a speed stat of 101. So for Garchomp, I decided, as you can see, I looked it up. That's why there's a little pause. But I looked up, said, okay, Garchomp is coming out. Sent out Garchomp. The spikes and Stealth Rocks do damage, but I went with Scale Shot. I should have went with Swords Dance here because I would have gotten the +2 and I would have gotten the speed next turn because this guy went for a Toxic instead, which is not that like the end of the world. I still have super potential with Garchomp if I would have Swords Dance, but eventually I just clean up this fight with another Scale Shot, so I'm +2 already in speed. Landorus gets knocked out. My Sandstorm's also gone. I get hurt by Toxic. The Iron Valiant now gets swapped out. Stealth Rocks does chip damage. At this point, speed here doesn't matter. I will outspeed no matter what. And I go with the Stab Earthquake because I'm getting one shot here anyway. And Toxic is too much of a hassle. Nice chip damage. Moonblast will kill me here. And as a result, I think the perfect thing to switch into would be Scizor. I decided to Mega Evolve and Bullet Punch because Scizor has Technician, low power moves deal more damage. So Bullet Punch will be killing Iron Valiant here, no matter the situation since this guy didn't switch. Now keeping Scizor in here is another mistake because the Volcarona will kill the Scizor. Scizor is not faster than Volcarona. I thought the knockout would do damage. No, it wouldn't, and the Volcarona is just going to stay in. I send out Hippowdon. get that Sandstorm back up. That was my idea. And I decided to go with a Whirlwind, interestingly enough. Which is not the most optimal decision. Because Giga Drain on Volcarona. I did not expect that. Skarmory is sent out again. Fortunately, with Skarmory, I would predict the taunt again, which is why I never be switched into Excadrill, which you will see in a second. Like I just said, predicted the taunt, and I go with a Rapid Spin here since this guy lost his Hazard Setter. So I get rid of the spikes and I get rid of the Stealth Rock along with that, with my speed getting boosted as well. Skarmory uses Swords Dance, kind of an issue here. I go with an Iron Head. This is the surprise. I did not know Mega Skarmory was in the game. I'm gonna check Mega Excadrill's in the game because Mega Excadrill's pretty cool. I spelled it for myself in accident. Critical hit Iron Head was kind of crazy. I was hoping for a flinch. But I lived at 2 HP, and I knock out the Skarmory. I am faster with Excadrill. I got Sand Rush up as well. So I outspeed pretty much anything in the game. Roserade comes in. I go with an Earthquake here. Most optimal solution was probably the Iron Head, because Earthquake would not kill the Roserade. I could at least with Iron Head hope to flinch, but my idea was higher power, more damage, but the Sandstorm knocked it out anyway. I would have loved to keep the Excadrill. Anyway, Volcarona comes in, loses half her HP. Heatran comes in, and this is where the long stall happens, but what pretty much at the end is Volcarona keeps buffing up, uses Hurricane or Giga Drain, whatever move, Bug Buzz. Heatran is especially defensive Heatran. Heatran will not die in any situation here. So I kept using Earth Power. Earth Power was not the best move to use here. It's not a stab move. So pretty much at the end of the day, I used Magma Storm, got Volcarona low, and I won the game that way. And that was game 2, the winning game. I pretty much played it nearly perfectly. Anyways, if you guys want to utilize this team, I'll show my Pokemon Showdown stuff for the team. The Scizor in this game did not have Dual Wing Beat. Instead of Roost, I would recommend adding Dual Wing Beat. But pretty much said, if you guys like this way of recording stuff, I will do it more often. But personally, I don't like doing voiceovers. I like being in the heat of the moment, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that said, thanks for watching, and goodbye.